Hey guys, welcome back to DR Sports. Make sure you absolutely smash that like button because today we're talking about the potential implementation of this, the blue card. You know what I say to that? It's a red card for the blue card. Now, yesterday the football world was rocked when the news came out that IFAB, and this is the football lawmakers, IFAB, are potentially going to trial sin-binning players and issuing blue cards. Apparently there's a due meeting today. But essentially, sin bins, as we know, have been used at grass level football. I've had a few, not blue cards, but a couple of sin bins in my time playing on a Sunday. But their use could be extended to cynical fouls and dissent as part of a trial. Now, when that news broke yesterday, the whole football world went up in arms. What it means is a player would spend 10 minutes in the technical area after being given a blue card by the referee. The Premier League, by the way, has already ruled out being part of the initial rollout of any trial, whilst football's world governing body FIFA says that the reports of the so-called blue card at elite levels of football are incorrect and premature. It added, any such trials, if implemented, should be limited to testing in a responsible manner at a lower level, a position that FIFA intends to reiterate when this agenda item is discussed at the IFAB AGM, the annual general meeting, on March the 3rd. The IFAB, the International Football Association Board, is scheduled to hold its annual meeting at Loch Lomond in Scotland in March, and sin bin trials at higher levels of the game are listed as a topic for discussion in the agenda. So you can see why FIFA have come back and said these trials of the blue cards are incorrect and premature. You know how the football world works. You get a bit of news, it explodes everywhere, and people have got everything to say about it. I do think there is frustration about this because it gives more power to the referees. We've just heard Jurgen Klopp, his press conference for Liverpool. He's just already said he doesn't think it's a fantastic idea, and he can't remember the last time IFAB did have a fantastic idea, and he went on to say he's 56. So that maybe shows you that for 50 odd years, they haven't had a good idea. So that was yesterday. Now we've woke up this morning, and it looks like, rather than announcing when the trial will take place in football, a decision has been made to move back the AGM, right? It looks like that the introduction of the blue card into football has now been thrown into doubt amid a growing backlash against the move. I mean, you were all on social media yesterday. You would have seen the kind of backlash against this potential implementation in the game. I don't really see anyone that thinks this is a great idea or a good idea at the very least. I mean, you know, the Telegraph themselves reported today that IFAB had signed off on maybe implementing this as a trial, but it seems like this morning that they've gone back on themselves again. Now, we're asking you in the comments, what do you think about this? Does it give the opposition team, who are maybe benefiting from a team losing a player for 10 minutes, does that give them an unfair advantage? Does it give the referees more power? What would happen to the game, the in-game management, if a team maybe had two players in the sin bin? Do they sit back and defend for 10 minutes whilst the other team relentlessly go for them, thus creating an unfair advantage? I want to hear what you think to this in the chat as well. I mean, as we know, VAR hasn't really fixed the problems that it was supposed to fix. I mean, listen, I'm not against the trial. I think obviously you trial at the lower levels before it comes into the Premier League. But as we know, the news broke yesterday and every big media sports account was jumping on to say which player would be the first to get a blue card. So I'll ask you the same. If this rule was brought in, one, do you think it would benefit the sport? Two, would it create a fair advantage and an unfair advantage? And three, do you think, or which player do you think would receive the blue card first? I mean, Christian Romero, would it be Curtis Jones? Would it be, could you potentially get one of these for a dive as well? At the minute, we're hearing it's for dissent and, an over-aggressive foul. For me personally, I would say the solution is to give more of these before you start giving out blue. And also, if you're going to give a card that is between these, surely it's got to be orange. That's just me. I mean, where's blue come from? I'm not too sure about it. So again, more of this is going to come out as the kind of weeks go on. For me personally, I can't see how this is going to work. And unfortunately, growing up watching the game, it isn't the same game that I grew up watching anymore. There's too many changes. I'm not one to say that, you can't have any changes, but this one for me just complicates things and gives the referee even more power. But as I said, more will come out on this. I wanted to get your initial reaction in the chat below. Is the blue card a good idea for football? Let me know down below. As I've said, I've seen a few of these in my time as a player, but never a blue card. Change, is it good or is it bad for the sport? Let us know in the comments down below. Don't forget to smash that like button, give us your comments down below, and then go and subscribe to DR Sports if you haven't already. As I said, as soon as more rules come out, we will be looking at this more in depth. Don't forget as well, this Sunday on DR Sports, we have the AFCON final, the watch along, Nigeria versus the Ivory Coast. It's going to be incredible. The FCM podcast will also be on Sunday as well. So we've got a lot of good stuff to get through this weekend. If you want to see Ty potentially in tears if the Ivory Coast win, make sure you're around on Sunday, and we'll see you then. Take care.
Each and every week, don't forget to check out the best of enemies with me, Robbie, and that.
And that what, blood? You know them way
Tottenham
there,
fan.
blood. Now, Mr. Genetically jacked, athletically stacked, half man, half amazing, modern day Matt, expressions oozing. And I can't wait to watch all the football content, the Champions League streams on DR Sports with Tottenham. You know them way there.
You ain't gonna win the trophy, are you? Let's be real.
What do you mean? Listen, we're definitely winning the trophy, blood.
What?
Tottenham are winning a trophy this season. And why would
What?
I take football advice from you, blood? I'd rather take advice from hair products than
What
football
trophy
advice
are you
from
gonna win?
Huh?
What trophy are you gonna win?
We won one already, fam. The Walter Towel Cup, blood. You get me, fam? And now we want the FA Cup, we want the Carabao, we want the Premier League, fam. I want to see my team playing in the Charity Shield. I'm excited, fam. Are you excited?
I'm very excited. So don't forget to check out the best of enemies each and every week right here on DR Sports. Listen, you might not win the trophy, but you can have a ball.
This guy, at least I can see my balls, unlike certain man.
Welcome back to the Forever Arsenal podcast.
Black, white, young, old, knees on there, disabled, abled, man, it doesn't.
Smith Rowe didn't get a minute yesterday, not a minute that needs minutes. Where's he going to get his minutes from now? Get your notifications on, ladies and gentlemen. Tactical's out tomorrow.
I think the idea of Mesut Ozil was better than the actual reality of Ozil at Arsenal.
Your mic, not turn your camera off.
For the audio listeners, Lee's in pieces. Lee's in pieces.